Okay, welcome everyone. This is gonna be a special edition of Monday Night ReStudio. We are gonna do the official UTD ReStudio draft. So for the people that don't know how this works, here are the rules. Let me see if this dumbass actually added the rules. Okay, so we do have the rules. Each wrestler will have their own side that determines to which brand they will belong. There will be an attempt for each brand to have an equal amount of wrestlers. So, for example, we have 100 wrestlers in total. Each brand is going to have 50-50 in theory. Maybe one brand in the end is going to have one more wrestler than the other one. We're going to get to that later. Some wrestlers may stay in the same brand while others will be swapped to another brand. A few brands might want to keep their best wrestlers in the brand, okay? All champions and leaders will remain in the same brand they were in, and this might be the reason they might not have an equal number of wrestlers because UTV has um, one champion. No, it has two champions, but it also has the Royal Rumble winner, um, which I'd imagine. I haven't seen the draft myself, but I'd imagine it's gonna stay in UTV. But I don't know. It is the first draft we're doing, so anything can happen. But other than the Rumble winner, I think they are equal in champions. Cruiserweight, IC, and Studio. Okay, we'll get to that later. Doesn't matter. Some superstars may be freelancers, meaning that they are yet to choose a brand and will sign a contract in a future episode of UTG ReStudio. This is another reason why they might not have equal wrestlers because one might become a freelancer. So for a while, we might have 50 wrestlers in a company, in a brand, with 49 in another, and then a freelancer. That could happen. All right. So let's see. Let's see what's next. I don't remember what's next. Okay, so obviously the champions are gonna stay in the same brand as we mentioned previously. We have the U.S. champion Wojtek, which who obviously remains in UTD. He was there since day one. Um, we get a little description for each wrestler and a quote. We get something that they have said. The most dominant champion remains in UTD, waiting for people to come challenge for his title. So not everyone in UTA has challenged Wolfie for the title. He has been, I think, a workhorse with that title. He's been wrestling a lot of people, and he's been overcoming every single challenge on his way. So I really want to see maybe this season, previous to No Way Out, which is the next pay per view, we're actually gonna see someone beat him. I see champion Cartoon remains in the studio, and this is kind of unexpected, really. I think no one expected him to win the championship, but he won the championship, so I guess we can't complain. The quote, Tokfa once did the hack command on me. I've been traumatized ever since. I actually witnessed this live. For the people who don't know who Tokfa is, ex UTD mod, there was this bot called the Yui bot. Tokfa used to spam the hack command on everyone. I have, like, I shit you not, like me personally, I have 500 hack commands done on my persona coming from Dogfa. I think I'm more traumatizing Cartonati over here. And yes, the sneaky Cartonati remains as part of our studio to make it a better place. Remember that he's against Meg and his booking decisions, and he thinks Meg is a bad leader. And he might actually throw Meg as a leader. He already thrown me as a champion, so it's possible. Tag team champion Cert and his grandma remain in UTV. We actually saw this title change in the Rumble. Well, not change, but we saw our first champions. Um, the quote here is in Spanish, but it basically says, "But you told me you didn't want to see the Mario movie." This is what Sir told his grandma in the middle of a call. I was in that call. I recall it. No pun intended. And yeah, Sir was an asshole for not bringing his grandma to the Mario movie. And his grandma confronted him about it many, many times. Hopefully, Sir does bring his grandma to the next Super Mario Galaxy movie if he wants to redeem himself. Okay, ignore this part. I don't know what that is. Cruiserweight champion Kravik stays in the studio. This was yet another shocking moment of the Rumble. No one expected Kravik. Well, maybe some, but I didn't expect Kravik to win. Andrew was a very dominant champion. He actually took the championship from Parvo, was the inaugural champion. And ever since then, he's been doing a lot of crazy shit, having a feud with Gadri, defending his title against Gadri, having a few, I guess, not many matches really. But he was doing a lot of crazy shit with the Shadow Clones in the promos. He was not like a workhorse like Wojtek, but he was a decent champion, and he elevated that title really well. I think it felt like a very important title. Um, his quote, "Hey, I'm also here," letting us know that he's also part of the studio, and he's gonna remain there for a while as long as he's champion, at least. Um, Ignore that really weird description. It's kind of cringe. I didn't write that. Royal Rumble winner Old Sport turns into a free agent. This is what I mentioned. I really thought he was gonna remain in, UTD. Like it makes sense. That's where all the anti guys are. I'd imagine. Maybe they get drafted to ReStudio, which will be really weird. Why is one I probably wants to keep them close. Who will want to hire this motherfucker anyways? Yeah, that's very true. But he is a Royal Rumble winner, so maybe there are some people interested. His quote, "Groom, groom, 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 I want you in my room." That's a really crazy quote. The shackles are really representing that he's free, he doesn't have a contract, and we have an old sport here, literally. Both owners will now submit their draft picks. Obviously, they're gonna remain in the same company because they own each brand. Meg is gonna remain in ReStudio. YS1 is gonna remain in UTD, and they're gonna start picking people now. So let's see. What the fuck is this shit? Uh, Again, we made this in a rush. I'm sorry if it looks kind of bad. It is what it is. This first draft pick, Jack Swagger. This is actually a really smart draft pick. Jack Swagger costed a lot of money. It pretty much had UTD back when Bucket was owner. It had them lowering their budget, and they still have a really low budget after that. So obviously they're gonna pick them first. This was a really smart move by YS1I, picking the most expensive person. He didn't want to give this guy to the studio for free. That's for sure, considering how much he screwed up the company. But I mean, then again, it was part of his plan. He moved the strings to hire Jack Swagger, so the company will go almost back bankrupt, so he could easily take over. And I'm not gonna read that quote. You can read it if you want. It's part of an interview with Chris Manbleed. Let's get to the next one. Okay, so ReStudio picks Andrew Gray 2. Andrew is kind of a no-brain pick. He was a cooler superstar for a while, but then he had a lackluster performance in the Rumble and he lost his title. But he still has it in him. Let's not forget this guy is a true menace. His quote, very famous catchphrase, pro, obviously Brazilian, so we have a few Brazilian icons over here. He's the center because he's the main Brazilian. He's the protagonist of Brazil. And he's probably one of the most successful superstars we've seen. He had the crowd behind him. He had everyone loving and rooting for him. He put up a good fight against Kravik, but it wasn't enough. I am really intrigued to see what he's gonna do in the studio. He's gonna stay there. Obviously, he was there since day one, but he might have a few new rivals. You're gonna have to find maybe his way into the IC Championship with Cartonati or go back to the cruiserweight division. Who knows what he's gonna do? But he will do something shocking. That's for sure. This guy never fails to deliver. What the fuck is this? UTD picks for Fina. Obviously, we gotta focus on the ass. That's the main asset they were worried for. They only picked Mafina because they have a big ass. I don't know why is one I would pick this person really. They have beef, but I guess Wafina was picked because they are beefing with the anti-gang, and why is one I probably wants to ruin their life before anything, or maybe he's gonna surprise us, and Wafina's actually gonna be part of the anti-gang and it's gonna betray Bucket. Who knows what's gonna happen? But something for sure, since Wafina, since they are part of UTD, they're gonna have their title shot against Wolftek very soon. The studio picks Super Macho Man. Release the bogus. We saw this guy at the second entrant of the Royal Rumble, and he didn't last that much. Um, Honestly, props to Super Macho Man. He was an unexpected celebrity, and it appears that he's gonna be, I guess, a concurrent wrestler for a while. Hopefully, he gets to have a good run. I would love to see him feud with Wolfgang, maybe have a match. That will be a great match, in my opinion. But who knows? We didn't get to see much of this fella, but we know he's really strong. Utility picks Rebro, and this is a crazy pick because Rebro used to be part of ReStudio, so now he's part of UTD. And Rebro, he is the best UTDian, and he escaped the UTD asylum to go chase for Parvo. But I guess Rebro's over with Parvo, already got his revenge of whatever happened. We may never know, really. But his quote, I tossed Aidan EU off a cliff. That's why I'm the best UTD player. Anyone who remembers this fella, this used to be the best UTD player, really famous UTD content creator as well. God knows what happened to him. Well, now we know. All right, next one. ReStudio picks Mustard. Mustard is gonna stay in ReStudio. Our favorite Russian spy. With a quote, yes, Putin, Kateri was onto us. Well, we all know what happened to Kateri. Lost the Royal Rumble. Also lost the tag match against The Undertaker and Kane. Lost all of his chances to get his soul back, so he's not getting his soul back. I guess this is a very recent quote. I'm not sure. And Monster was very close to getting the tag titles, but failed. He also had some beef with Troll King during the Rumble. I think he eliminated Troll King. I don't remember. Yeah, I think he did. So I'm safe to say they are not a tag team after the Rumble. UTD picks Guy. Obviously, they're gonna pick the anti-gag and the strongest one. Well, you could argue also is the strongest one, but no, he's not the strongest one. Guy is the strongest one. Not only that, but he has more money than UTD. That's probably why they picked him. He might be the financial support for the anti-gag faction. His quote is obviously just speaking money, speaking riches. He's a spoiled kid. What do you expect? The studio picks Clay's face. I don't know if that's the right one. Oh yeah, there we go. The studio picks Clayface. Reality is a shared delusion. I couldn't agree more with this fella. Gulp. Even though I don't really want to agree with him, he's right on this one. Um, I think Clayface staying in the studio is a bad sign for anyone there. He's a huge menace. We've already seen him pretty much make Lychees appear. That assuming Lychee was even real to begin with. Maybe we met Lychee when he was already Clayface, and it's always been Clayface. We don't know. I don't think someone that crazy and stupid exists in real life, so it was probably just Clayface. And Clayface also got rid of Doctor. May he rest in peace. UTD picks Legasp. Surprise entry of Royal Rumble, member of the anti-gag, the man behind the slaughter, former DMM server owner for 30 minutes, creator of the Papyrus model UTD. No one knows this guy, but he's actually very important for the lore of UTD, DMM, ReStudio, whatever. A very important member. He also created, as he said, Simpson Clown School Roleplay as his quote, and that's also a game he worked on with Parvo. So just take that in mind. It's a great game. ReStudio picks Throat King, so he's gonna be in ReStudio. Anything goes, even Chinese. Good. What a great quote by this fella. He's the king of throats. We can see him with his crown, and he's obviously Chinese. We all know he's Chinese. Um, what can I say about this guy? He's great. He works for ReStudio, so he's gonna stay there as a developer. Probably he's probably gonna help Meg a little, but there might be some beef between him and Mustard. Might as well keep an eye out for that. That might be interesting. He's a great martial artist. Sadly, he costed Mustard the tag match. That's why I guess Mustard betrayed him inside the Rumble. Looking forward to this one. UTD picks no name. He used to be in ReStudio but didn't do much. Now he is back in UTD where he came from. UTD officially hates women now. Let's not forget this guy hates women and hates minorities and hate whatever. Well, allegedly, of course. And PVC Heroes is his quote because I honestly don't remember anything he said. Um, he's just flat out racist. What can I say? The studio does not pick Toygan, but he's still in the roster regardless. Why? God knows why. He probably pulled some strings. Um, yeah, I am not allowed to quote anything this guy said because it's all controversial. It could get me in trouble. I don't want to speak about him anymore. He disgusts me. Um, I don't want to be mean either. I have a lot of personal thoughts about him. I'm not gonna share them. UTD picks souls. Fuck Bucket. I kind of agree with that. I think Bucket is a great person now, but I see why he hates Bucket. He was fired from his mod position and wasn't booked properly in UTD. He's back in UTD though. Why is one eyes UTD and he seems to be forming part of the anti-gas. He just needs to change that ugly ass hat that he has. Yep, shout out to my boy Cash. I hope he's actually watching this. I've been wondering that for a little. He left the studio and he never came back, I think. Hope he's doing well as well. ReStudio picks the Countertaker. Pronouns are he, him, in case anyone was wondering. I was wondering, but now we got an answer. Rest in me. That's the constiest thing I've ever heard. The Countertaker seems to still be around, even though Carrie's gone. Matter of respect for the Countertaker, though. He tried his best to save his friend. Didn't work. But now it raises the question what's next for the Countertaker? Well, we're going to see that in Monday Night Studio. Sadly, not this Monday Night Studio because this is the draft special. Andrew picks what the fuck? Oh no, yeah, we UTD picks Bucket BYX games. Money is life. Remember, Bucket is a greedy one. He's very greedy. Even though at first he tried to act non-greedy in the first days of UTD, he started adding more game passes and then a DLC, and then yeah, game went to hell. Um, I know what you may be thinking. Why that motherfucker hiring this guy? Well, it's obvious. He just wants to give me a good beatdown. But that might actually fire back for YS1I. We'll see though. We love Bucket. He used to be kind of an asshole to Wafina, but it appears that the both of them are in good terms now. Kind of more like a professional relationship rather than anything. ReStudio picks Parvo. Parvo has been going through a lot, but he's away from Rebro. That's what matters, as he said himself. With Rebro gone, I finally feel safe. And that is very true. Rebro was like the main cause of his problems. Also Meg, but I think if he doesn't mess with Meg is not gonna do anything to him. I think that was kind of sorted out. Again, love the new look. He looks kind of fucked up, but maybe that'll make him stronger in the ring. Who knows? UTD picks legendary Rancer. You know, he is the most iconic porn producer in UTV or Studio. I don't remember if he was in DMM. Probably, probably not. Fun story. I actually had a few interactions with this fella after the events of UTD. I was in a friend's server one day. I'm not gonna disclose what kind of server it was. It was not a cute server. I don't want to get demonetized. I don't even get monetized anyways. But it was a kind of a weird server and they joined and they were like, "Hey, you into this shit?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm just here for a friend." And I was indeed there for a friend, and that's how I found out they were into certain specific shit that I won't mention. Kind of funny though. And then I spoke with them again like a year later, and we had a really nice conversation. Not really. It was just an average conversation, and that's probably the last time we're gonna speak. We didn't end in bad terms. We just said, "Yeah, we're just gonna go our own paths now," and they are now in UTD. Again, another Royal Rumble surprise entrant. Let's see if their porn producer skills can earn them a title shot against Wolftick, or maybe he's gonna find a tag team partner and go for the tag titles. Who knows? The studio picks Grunt and Campy as well. No, um, Camp is forced to go with Grant, whatever, because Grant has his custody. Quote by Grant, "Hi, I'm Grant. Without lying, these two can be gay and happy, but you know, that's not. Let's not take that for granted because we know Grant does not want a gay relationship, according to himself, of course. And I heard that he left the studio. I don't know how true this is. If anyone wants to confirm this in the comments, please do. I'm very intrigued as of why he may have left ReStudio in case he did. Um, who knows? But well, apparently he's back in ReStudio now, but he's only there to wrestle. He's not in the Discord server, so just let me know what the fuck happened. Utility Picks, poor Banta. It doesn't even say his name normally. I think being sent to UTD as a gay furry is probably the worst shit that can happen to anyone. We know how UTD was with furries and gay people, and especially with the anti-gags now. Oh yeah, they're fucked. My condolences to Bant. I hope they do well. I don't even wish them like a title shot or anything. I just wish them to survive. um, Creator of the Sour Morning bot, ReStudio, and a few other servers. Personally, I admire a lot. I have a lot of respect for this person, and I hope they are watching Monday Night ReStudio, Friday Night UTV, because from this point onwards, they're gonna be showing up. So yeah, my respect for this person. I love them. Can't wait to see them back. ReStudio picks the Lone Ranger. This is a new one. We haven't seen this person before. I'm going to take Parvo to justice. That's what they said. Well, it seems that Parvo is not free. He's not off the hook yet. Whatever he did, he's going to see justice. And wasn't the Disney movie a flop? Yeah, it was. I watched the movie. It was actually pretty decent, pretty funny. And yes, that's the last one. We end the draft with a new one, and I'm looking forward to see what the Lone Ranger is gonna do. Sadly, we don't get any matches tonight because of the draft, of course. We're gonna be changing a few people from companies. Uh, we are gonna have Friday Night UTD normally, and I want to clarify something. From this point onwards, we're gonna have the Elimination Chamber match, qualifying match. My bad. So Elimination Chamber is gonna happen in No Way Out in like 4 months, not 4 weeks or so. So starting on Friday, each company, UTM Studio, they're gonna have one qualifying match per day. 3 matches per company, of course. It's gonna be a triple threat, so 3 people, 3 matches, and only 3 people can qualify as well. So, for example, day one, first match, we're gonna have 3 people from a studio, right? They're gonna fight whoever wins qualifies for the elimination chamber. Then UT has their match, whoever wins qualifies, and so on until each brand has 3 people. 3 teams, 3 students. They're gonna be inside the elimination chamber, and only one of them can win. And whoever wins gets to go has a guaranteed title shot for UTD Mania, which is gonna happen in 2 months. So I recommend that you are looking forward for that. It's gonna be really important. Everyone hopefully gets their shot to participate. Just take in mind, no champions allowed in the qualifying matches, except for tag champions, of course. Uh, I guess someone that isn't allowed as well is Old Sport because he already has a main event guaranteed in WrestleMania. And it's gonna be for a title shot as well. If he wants, he gets to choose whoever, and whoever he chooses, he's gonna face them. So just take that in mind. No Old Sport, no champions, unless they are tag champions. That's the only exception, and that's it. Um, so yeah, I look forward to the qualifying matches and obviously look forward for No Way Out, which is not only going to have the Elimination Chamber matches, we might have a few extra matches there for the people that didn't qualify. So yeah, I'll see y'all around.